I'm here to talk about Smurfs, the 2025 Smurfs movie, which was a film that I was looking forward to. I am a fan of the Smurfs. I like the cartoon show, the 1980s cartoon show, and I also like the newer cartoon show. And I like a lot of the films, and I felt curious about the new Smurfs movie, and it seems like Smurfs movies don't have the best reputation, but I personally am a fan of it. I want to express my personal feelings as a big fan of the franchise, and it is perfectly okay if you disagree with my thoughts. And I think a lot of people will disagree with my thoughts, but personally speaking, I do love the new Smurfs film. It very much gave me what I wanted. What I simply wanted was a very cute, fun, animated film. Animated Smurfs film that had a lot of Smurfette, some good Gargamel stuff, some nice entertaining stuff. And it very much gave me that. It lived up to my expectations. If anything, it surpassed them. And I am perfectly okay with it not being the most deepest story in the world. There are times where I like really nuanced, emotionally moving stories, and some Smurf stuff actually has emotionally moved me. There are times where I simply want a really upbeat, really fun, really cute film, and that very much what Smurfs is. I like that Smurfette has a lot to do. I feel like she's one of the two main characters. There's this, what I think is a new character, No Name Smurf. I believe he's could be considered the true focus of the film, but Smurfette is with them for pretty much the whole film, so it really feels like they have about equal screen time. So there's still lots of great Smurfette stuff, and she is a really great character and actually has a lot of personality. I like that she really feels like she has a real role in the team other than just being the one girl Smurf in the village and the Smurf that the other Smurfs have a crush on. It feels like she's the heart. She has this optimism where she was seemingly destined for bad things, but went against that destiny in a good way and became a very kind, thoughtful, caring Smurf. And I feel like she and No Name have a really good friendship where they're very close and very loving, but it felt like their relationship was entirely platonic, which is actually something I've been wanting a lot more in films where you can have really close, intimate friendships between male and female characters that don't have to ever get romantic. So I really like that about the film. No Name, interesting character. I think he has a really good journey to go on, and it's very uplifting and it's very sweet. And despite what the name would imply, he does have a good amount of personality, and I feel like he and Smurfette have a lot of really good interactions. And what I really like about the film is that it feels like a bit more of a smaller, intimate story, where it feels like there are other Smurfs that go with Smurfette and No Name on the journey, but a lot of the focus and screen time is on Smurfette and No Name. It feels like it's very much about the two of them, where I feel like if it tried to focus on all the Smurfs that are there, it could feel like too much of an overcrowded ensemble. Papa Smurf, important to the plot, gets a good amount to do, but a lot of the other Smurfs feel like they're there for comedy relief, and a lot of them are actually funny. There's Sound Effects Smurf, who I think is a new character. He's really funny. There's a lot of fun stuff in the film, and I like that the film felt like it was trying to do something different. Where Gargamel is in it, he has a good role, and I was actually surprised by Gargamel's role in the film. But he's not the main villain in the film. It's actually his brother Rosamel. So it felt like it was still giving a lot of good Gargamel stuff, while also doing something different, something fresh. And Rosamel is a very entertaining, cool character, and I feel like the movie does a really good job of giving Gargamel and Rosmel some similarities, but making them very clear different characters in terms of morality and stuff like that. And I think that's really cool. And Rosmel, really cool character. And there's some other villains who don't get a whole lot to do, but they're pretty cool too. The film is very adorable. Really lovely looking animation. I love the visuals in the film. It is a bit confusing where Gargamel and Rosmel, they're animated, but a lot of the human characters that just appear briefly are live action. So, but it's an interesting looking film, very interesting visual wise, and I do actually really like Neil Patrick Harris in the 2011-2013 Smurfs films, and I liked his character storylines. But I like that there wasn't a lot of human subplot stuff this time around. It felt like it was very focused, very much about Smurfette and No Name as the lead heroes, with Rosamel as the main villain. So it felt very focused in that way, and it's a very charming, upbeat film. And I like that Smurfette is able to be a very cool character, but is able to feel flawed, is able to have some character quirks and some funny moments without taking away from what a cool, empowering, great character she is. So I love that. No Name, very solid, good character. His potential is really explored well. There's a good amount of songs in the film, and they are quite nice to listen to, quite lovely. I really like them. And there seems to be an odd tradition of Smurfette constantly being voiced by famous singers, Katy Perry, Demi Lovato, and now Rihanna. But they're all incredibly talented, and I like what all of them have done with the role. I feel like Rihanna helped give Smurfette a lot of personality, and uh, her singing is really good. And personally speaking, I really like her voice acting. John Goodman's Papa Smurf, I think that was pretty excellent casting. Papa Smurf tends to get some pretty amazing voice actors. Jonathan Winters, Mandy Patinkin, John Goodman, really good stuff. Uh, and Gargamel and Rosamel's voice actor, I think they're voiced by the same actor. Not quite sure how to pronounce the performer's name, but very talented. I think it's the same person that's been doing Green Goblin's voice in Spidey and His Amazing Friends, which is really cool. Um, Something that I felt like was a bit confusing was Vandy Smurf being voiced by an actress, even though I'm pretty sure Vandy Smurf is still a male character in the film. Not that that's a problem in any way, it just maybe confused. Like, may wonder at some point was Vandy, were they considered making it a female character or something? I really like Vandy's voice. It's not a problem or anything. It's just something I'm wondering. If I do have a little bit of a complaint, a nitpick, there's this cool new character named Moxie, and I thought she would be a fun addition to have in the film. Somebody, another female character in there, somebody for Smurfette to interact with, and she seemed like a cool character with a good amount of personality, but she quickly gets sidelined and doesn't end up appearing in the film that much. And I doubt there would be a sequel, but if there is, if there's any kind of continuation, I would like to see more of Moxie. I think she has potential as a character. Uh, but overall, I love the film. I think it's a delightful, sweet, cute film that brought me a lot of happiness and very much brought me what I've been wanting from the Smurfs franchise. And I think it's a very good and very underrated film that I, personally speaking, I don't think it deserves the intense amount of bad reviews and stuff. I don't get that. I can understand if people think it's like just okay or underwhelming or something not personally interested in it, but I don't understand people thinking that it's awful and stuff like that, because I really don't think it's that. I think it's a great, sweet, upbeat film, and I really like it a lot.